Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. My name is Tomer Cannon. I'm a faculty in the science department, and I mainly teach anatomy and physiology. And what I would like today to do is kind of introduce a new system of grading. Um, I think it's something very intriguing that's worth exploring. And the reason why is you're going to see like the things that we usually do. And like I said, we're all using technology. And one of the things that we always carry with us is our cell phones. So let me just start saying, kind of introducing what we already know. There are many teachers that use this, right? Scantrons. We're all familiar with Scantrons. We see them all around. We see it in the classroom. And this machine that scans the Scantron, okay? Now, there's a couple of things regarding those devices and this paper, and kind of I would say them, in order to do that, in order to use that, so we need a Scantron, right? We need that special paper, and hopefully we can find it. Most of the time we do, okay? But sometimes there's a situation that there are no Scantrons available. Now what? Another thing that we need to do is the machine itself, right? And like I said, most of the time the machine is working. But it's always that moment, that instance that suddenly you have your Scantrons, you want to go and scan, machine is broken. Now what? Now we need to start looking which other department, where other buildings have that machine. And another thing is that when students using Scantrons, right, we need to instruct them get that special pencil, right, in order to be able to fill the Scantrons. So most of the time, again, students listen, but you're always going to be that one that didn't pay attention. Now, hopefully, somebody can share that pencil, or maybe we have some, or maybe we need to bring those pencils. Yeah? And at the end of the day, let's say everything is working. We still need to take those Scantrons, right, and go and scan them, right? This is usually kind of the setup of what it takes in order to grade if we're using a Scantron. Now, here's the kind of the points of concerns, I would say, regarding this system. Here we go. Like I said, what happens if you don't find Scantrons? Now what? Or what if the machine doesn't work? Okay. And what I would say that, kind of I would say our nightmare, if you will, regarding Scantrons is that you also need to prepare a key. So imagine you did everything, you find the Scantrons, you find the machine, you have the students, they have the special pencil, everybody's doing everything, and after you scan, you found out that you made a mistake with the key. Now what we need to do? We got to make a new key, and we have to rescan everything, correct? Now here's another question is, this is pretty much kind of, I heard different actions from teachers. Some teachers, after they scan, they do give the Scantrons graded back to the students, and some don't. Okay? So the question is, if we do give it back, if we do give back that Scantron, do we make a copy of it? Because we do need to keep a record, right, of everything. So what do we do here? And if we don't give it back, then students might say, well, how can I learn from my mistakes? So some teachers, from what I heard, they give the Scantron back for maybe 10, 15 minutes. Students get a chance to go over it. The question is there something better that can take all our concerns away, right, and make life, in my opinion, a little bit easier? So let me first of all kind of do a demo of what Zipgrade is. Okay? Let me first say that Zipgrade looks very similar, like a Scantron, but it's not a Scantron. You can print it, the answer paper, on any paper that you want. It doesn't matter. Our own paper that we have anyway in the office. You can print it. You don't need a special pencil. You can use a pen, a pencil, a paintbrush. It doesn't matter. Okay? So what I would like to do is kind of show you, and we're going to do like a small exercise, okay? And this is just how the paper looks like, okay? So just for today, if you don't mind, you're going to be stopped, okay? And just for today, just for this demo, I chose 5 random questions. Now, these questions, okay, that you're going to see here, they're really about nothing, okay? But for your best ability, just try to answer them. And again, it's just a regular multiple choice, option A to D, okay? And then I'm going to show you, once you're done with it, how do we grade it, okay? So are you ready? Like I said, the questions are going to be slightly weird.
I can use pen.
You can use whatever you like.
Perfect.
Okay? So here's the first question. This is true. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1. Now we're going to move into question number 2. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Question number 2. I'm sure you're saying at this point, what are those questions?
Yeah, really.
I know. That's not a typical Triton question, some would say. Okay, a third one. A third question. Here we go.
Test that one out in the room.
Yeah.
Wiggle your ears.
I have already,
How many of us can do it?
I've already failed that one.
I can do it.
Okay, and we have, I think, one more here. There you go. Okay, so we got 5, or we did only 4? 4. So it's one more, just one more. There it is. This is the last one. I said weird questions.
This is going to be my worst test, just so you know. But I'm going to learn a lot. Random things. I could be on Jeopardy.
Okay, so now, if you don't mind, okay, I will take this from you.
Let's see how we did.
Okay. And I'm going to show you how do I scan it. Now, just for the demonstration today, I'm going to show you also the side of the teacher. Okay, this is not something the students have access to. This is pretty much an app that you can install on any mobile device or on a tablet. Okay, it works both for iPhone, for Android. There's no limit to that. So I'm going to open the app on one side, and you're going to see it here, kind of how it looks like when we do scan it. Okay. So I'm going to switch now to the app. Okay. So right now, just for today, I created this demo, like a quiz for today, and I'm going to scan it. Okay, so I'm going to open this app, and here it says scan paper. So the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this paper, and since my device has a camera, I'm just going to turn it on, and now I'm just going to align it.
Very cool.
It's already recognizing also the student name, okay? And now, let's say I'm going to, let's say, continue. So now, when I have a lot more students, right, I can just scan, but I can also review the paper. So now it's telling me the result right away. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to ask, if you don't mind, I will ask you to do something that is not ethical.
Okay.
Okay? Let's say I gave you this back. What I would like you to do, I want you to cheat.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to cheat, and I want you to mark one of the questions that you did, and you're going to say, no, I don't want that one. I want something else.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So how do I do that though?
Just put an X.
Oh.
Yes, just put an X on it.
Okay, so I'm going to cheat on the one that I
Yeah.
got wrong.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I want a better grade.
Exactly.
But 3 out of 5 is not bad. Out of
It's
those
amazing.
weird questions.
Yes. And not only that, you're going to take this paper back to me and going to tell me, but I did put the right answer. You see,
Oh.
this already took a record of your exam. So when I scanned it, that X didn't exist. So I know that it occurred after I scanned it. Sometimes what we have with Scantrons, even when we give it back, somebody is raising it as much as possible, saying, no, but I chose this. Didn't you see? The machine didn't scan it correctly. That's not the case. Okay. Now, where does it save it? You see, every time when you scan, this app take a picture and save it. But it's not going to save, as you all know, on our mobile devices, we have our pictures, our personal pictures, right? It's not going to save it there. It's saving it in this app. So in your personal pictures, you're not going to see now random exams of students. When you want to access it, you're going to access the app, and you can check your students, and you can see the exam. Another thing that this gives you right on the spot is that, let's say if I had, even if I had more than one student taking now the exam, right now, as I'm scanning it, I can see right away statistics about it. You see, one of the things that Scantron machine doesn't give us is like, okay, here's the result, here's what's right, what's wrong, but there's no analysis. Usually, if we want the analysis, we need another machine attached to the Scantron that will be able to do that. And we don't have that. However, it also can give you item analysis. So now it can tell me for every question, if there were more students, how many chose A, how many chose B. And then I can go back and say, which question was problematic? Maybe I should go and emphasize it. It's all happening right away. And like I said, you can do it from your phone, which is, we're going to get to it a little bit later, like more what the benefits of having this, okay? So now, there still was another concern, like I said before, what happened if the key was wrong? Remember, normally if the key is wrong, I have to go back. I have to make a new key on Scantron, right? I have to get my papers if I did give them back. I have to recollect them and rescan. Not here. For example, right here, there's a tab called Edit Key. If I just click on it, I can just go change the key. Okay, let's say I'm going to choose this. And now I'm going to go back. Every exam is already automatically going to be regraded. I don't need to scan again. That's it.
That's amazing.
That is Zipgrade. Okay. Now, today was just like a really small example on this is not how the paper look like. You pretty much design the paper however you want. You want to have more questions. You want to have different type of questions. You decide however you want to design your answer paper. Okay. So now, just until now, are there any questions?
Well, you said you could design.
Mm-hmm.
Can you design it to have the question listed as well?
Within that paper,
Yeah.
you can. It will require some creativity,
Okay.
but you can.
Okay.
Yes.
That might be a better way to show the students what the question was too.
Yeah. Now again, it's all depend how everybody's designed their own exam.
Right.
Right? But you can definitely do that. Yes, you can just write the questions, and then there's not going to be any grading here, but the grading will be, or the options will be below it.
Right.
Yes, you definitely can. So now I'm just going to go back here really quickly to those questions. Okay, so at the end of the day, what it can do for me, right? I don't need any special machine, right? I just use my device. And if you think about it, sometimes what happens is that when we use a Scantron here, right, you gotta scan it here. Unless you have that Scantron at home, but if not, you have to do it here. In this case, no. I can just take the exams now, right now. I can go home. I can scan it at home, for example. Or what I do in my class is that as they give me the exam, I ask my students, do you want to know your grade right now? And we know how our students, they want to know it right now. Like they want to know it yesterday, correct? So this also gives you an option, hey, if you want to see it right now. But that's not the only thing that we can do. with the Zipgrade. We can also give them back the Zipgrade graded. So once you go into the website, you can print the exam. So this is just an example. When you give it back to the student, this is how they're going to receive it. They have the original picture of the exam that they took.
Right.
And then if you look on the left side, here's the key and here's the answers that they put. Now you can give this to them, but you still have a copy on your device. And you can access that account from any device, from any computer. So you don't even need to keep papers in the office, keeping the record. The record is all being kept on that app, pretty much. Another thing is that, again, I don't need a special paper. I can use whatever paper is available. I just need to go and print it. I don't need to use a special pencil. The result are on the spot. Okay? It keeps the record, like I said, on your device, but it's not on the device, it's in the cloud. That's why from anywhere, any computer, you can even access and see it. Now, like I said, if you make a key and you made a mistake, you can correct that right away on the spot. And also give you that item analysis, okay? So this is now what I'm about to show you. This is just like kind of some rough numbers, because I think it sounds good. Question is, well, how much does it cost, right? That's a big factor. So here's the thing. Usually, Scantrons, okay? In one package of a Scantron, you have around 500 Scantrons. So one package, on average, something is around almost $70. It's one package. So usually now it depends on different departments, but in general, I just chose that we, let's say, get here we go, around 21 packages. On average, we have 40 teachers, but the total pretty much, this is how much we spend on Scantrons. Here's Zipgrade. Now it's up to you. If you don't scan more than 100 papers in a month, okay, depend how many sections you have and how many exams or quizzes you do. But if you don't scan more than 100, it's free. You don't have to pay anything. If you think that in 1 month you will scan more than 100 papers, it's $7 per year. Okay? Not a month, a year. Okay? So, regarding packages, if you do pay, it's unlimited. Scan as much as you want. No matter the number of teachers, but let's say if I do have 40 teachers, if I had to get for those 40, that will be the cost. And that's it. And this is pretty much Zipgrade.
How easy is it to put the tests in? Like, is it just you don't put tests in, you just put the keys in?
You just put the key. You don't need to put the test. And another thing is that how do you get the list of the students already to this paper? Because I don't think none of us want to sit and start typing name by name into this paper. You don't need to do that. You all know that in Blackboard, you can download the roster.
Right.
Just grab that roster and import it into that, and it's already going to give you the student name, first name, last name. That's it. So now for that class, the next time you need your package, you just download it. And it's already going to put the student name, the class name, whatever you like in that information. So now when I give them the paper, this is their paper. Already has the name on it.
Very good. And if they had to write in their name, would it recognize that or no?
It doesn't recognize handwriting,
Okay.
but we can do something like this. So now you have a couple of options. There's an option here if they want to put their student ID. So I just need to prepare ahead saying that if they put that student ID, the system will recognize as them. Let's say we don't want to do that. Not a problem. It's still going to take a picture. The only thing is now, it's just going to save it as a picture. The name is a picture. So when you need to find it, you're just going to go through the app, and it show you, instead of like printed name, a picture of the name.
Okay.
And you're just going through that. But once you do it, I promise you, once you do it once, just importing the names into whatever class you created on Zipgrade, it's, like I said, makes life a lot easier.
And does it separate, like, I usually teach 2 classes,
Mhm.
so does it separate it
Of
by
course,
class?
yes, because every students have a unique name. Every students also have, even if they have same names, same first name, same last name.
Right.
But one thing they do have different is their ID number. So it's recognized also by the ID. So there's never going to be a mix. And yes, in your app, you have, just for now, call it class A and class B. So even if you're going to have a list in the app of 100 students, doesn't matter. It still know how to separate. Another thing that we can do in this, what happens if we want to do more than one key for one exam?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
It does it for you. So if you want to create multiple keys, you can. When you scan, the app knows to recognize which key to use based on the paper.
Oh, wow.
Yes?
I do that.
Yes, I totally understand. Yeah. So
yeah.
yes, so for the same exam, multiple keys, no problem. The app knows how to recognize, oh, for this one is, so if it was, let's say, on this paper, it will be right here at the bottom, it says keys. Student just look at the exam and say, okay, choose key B. So they mark B. So now when you scan, the app knows, oh, key B, I should use key B for this paper. But for someone else, they mark key A, I should use key A.
Wow, that's really cool.
It saves, for us in our department, pretty much, at least most of the teachers, that's what we use right now.
Because I use Blackboard to give quizzes in, and it takes me a long, if I'm not reusing the same quiz, it takes a long time to load those questions, and they're a very long time to load those questions.
This, I'm telling you, especially like I said, from the point of the grading, right? I know the Scantrons might do it really fast, but this, it gives you a lot more. Because at one point, if, let's say we are being asked, we need to pull some data across multiple sections. How did this section did? How did this section did? How did it write anyone? It's already here.
Yeah.
I just pull the data, here you go.
And that's good to see too, like you said, if a question is problematic
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's getting it wrong,
Yeah.
maybe the way I worded it, or maybe I was not as specific as I should have been.
Or maybe there was a mistake in the key.
Right, right.
But
That
on the
tell me.
spot, you can already see and get right now. So I don't need to wait too much. Already in the next class, I can address it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
And you can access it from your computer as
You
well.
can access it from wherever you like. Because then you just log, it's just a website, you just log in, and you have access to all your information. The app gives you the ability to scan
Right.
better, but also from the app, you get all the information. What's so cool about the website is that then I can also click on a student name and see all the exam or the quizzes that is associated with their name throughout the semester. So I can just see also a progress of that student.
Right.
And all of that is still free.
Yeah.
All of this is free. It's only $7 per year if you scan more than 100 papers per month.
Yeah.
And if not, then you don't need to pay the $7 at all.
That's really very interesting. Very interesting.
And that's pretty much Zipgrade.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.